You wake to the sound of distant footsteps on stone. For a few moments, you don't know where you are. You're lying on a simple woven mattress in a small room, with sunlight beginning to creep through the opening in the wall beside you. The air is warm, and somewhere outside, you can hear birds calling from the rooftops. There is a faint smell of olive wood and smoke in the air. You sit up slowly and look around. The room is almost completely bare. There's a clay cup beside you, a small wooden table, and a folded piece of cloth resting near the wall. You look down at your hands. They are older hands, rough and weathered, with the kind of lines that suggest a lifetime spent walking beneath the sun. You stand and look toward the doorway. Beyond it is Athens. The city stretches out beneath the morning light. White stone buildings rise along narrow streets, their walls glowing softly in the early sun. People are already beginning their day. Merchants carry baskets toward the marketplace. Donkeys move slowly through the streets. Somewhere nearby, someone is calling out the price of olives. You step outside, and the moment your feet touch the warm stone, something strange happens. You know where you are. You know the streets. You know the city. And somehow, you know yourself. You are Socrates. You don't remember becoming him. You simply understand it. In the same effortless way that you understand your own name. You know the rhythm of these streets. You know which alley leads toward the agora and which road winds toward the sea. You recognise the smell of bread coming from a nearby bakery and the sound of merchants beginning their morning arguments. Everything feels unfamiliar and familiar at the same time. You begin walking. Athens is already alive. The streets grow busier as you approach the agora. Men gather in small groups beneath the colonnades, discussing politics, trade, philosophy, and the latest rumours from across the city. The air is filled with conversation. Somewhere nearby, a donkey complains loudly, and several people laugh. You walk slowly through the crowd. People recognise you. Some smile, others roll their eyes. One man sees you approaching and laughs. Socrates, are you going to question everyone again today? You smile and reply, only those who claim to know something. The man laughs and shakes his head before returning to his conversation. You continue walking. There is something strangely peaceful about the city this morning. The sunlight is soft. The marble buildings are warm beneath the rising sun. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the sea. You eventually reach the agora. This is where you feel most at home. You sit beneath the shade of a column and watch the people pass. You watch merchants arrange their goods, and craftsmen carry their tools. You see wealthy citizens speaking with politicians, while ordinary workers hurry through the marketplace. Everyone seems to be searching for something, even if they don't know exactly what it is. A young man approaches you. He looks perhaps 20 years old, dressed simply, with dark hair and an expression that suggests he has been thinking about something for a very long time. He greets you and says that he has a question. You smile and tell him that this is usually how these conversations begin. He sits beside you and asks how someone can know whether they are living a good life. You ask what he means by good. He says he means a successful life. You ask what success means. He tells you that it means being respected. You ask why respect should matter. He explains that it means people think highly of you. You ask whether he should care what people think. He pauses before admitting that perhaps he shouldn't. You ask him why he mentioned respect in the first place. He smiles and tells you that he sees what you're doing, but you're making him question everything. You laugh softly and tell him that perhaps he was doing that already. The two of you continue talking. You discuss knowledge, virtue, happiness, and whether a person can truly know themselves. The young man tells you that he wants to become someone important. You ask him why. He says that he wants people to remember his name. You ask what he thinks those people will remember about him. He doesn't know. You ask him whether being remembered is more important than being good. He thinks about the question for a long time. Around you, the marketplace continues moving, but the young man seems to have forgotten about everything except the conversation. Questions have no easy answers, but you don't mind. You enjoy the questions. You have always believed that a person can spend an entire lifetime searching for wisdom without ever reaching the end of the road. Eventually, the young man stands. He tells you that he thinks he understands. You ask him what he understands. He says that he understands very little. You smile and tell him that perhaps he has learned something. He laughs and walks away. You remain beneath the column for a while. The morning has become afternoon. The city is louder now. The marketplace is crowded, and sunlight pours between the buildings. The smell of bread, olives, dust, and warm stone fills the air. You stand and begin walking again. As you leave the agora, you notice someone waiting near the end of the street. It is a familiar face. Plato is standing there, younger than you expected, smiling when he sees you. He tells you that you've been talking again. You tell him that you often do. He asks whether you taught the young man anything. You shake your head and tell him that you only asked questions. Plato laughs and says that you always do that. You walk together through the city and talk about the morning and discuss the young man's question. Plato offers his own thoughts and you challenge them. He argues that people desire recognition because they fear being forgotten. You ask him whether a person who lives only to be remembered can ever truly live for themselves. He thinks about it. Then he asks whether you believe a person should ignore the opinions of others completely. You tell him that you don't know. He laughs and says that you have finally admitted ignorance. You smile and tell him that ignorance is a useful place to begin. The conversation moves from virtue to knowledge, from knowledge to beauty, and eventually to the nature of reality itself. You walk without any particular destination. The city slowly changes around you. The marketplace disappears behind you. The streets become quieter. The buildings become smaller. Eventually, you reach the edge of Athens. Beyond the city, the landscape opens into rolling hills, covered in dry grass and olive trees. You can see the Acropolis in the distance. The sun is beginning to lower. Plato stops walking and asks where you are going. You look toward the horizon and admit that you don't know. He smiles and tells you that you never do. Then he turns around and walks back toward the city. You continue alone. The path leads between olive trees. The evening air is warm. Cicadas hum in the grass. You walk for a long time, eventually finding a small hill overlooking Athens. You sit beneath an olive tree. From here, the entire city is visible. The Acropolis rises above the rooftops, glowing orange, beneath the setting sun. Beyond it, the Aegean Sea stretches toward the horizon. You sit quietly. For the first time all day, there's no one asking you questions. There's no arguments, no debate, no young students searching for an answer. There's only the wind. Close your eyes and begin to hear something. At first you think it is the wind moving through the leaves. But then you realise it is a voice, a quiet voice, your own voice. It asks you who you are. You open your eyes and look around the hill. Nobody is there. The voice asks you again who you are. You begin to think. You are Socrates. But what does that mean? You look at your hands and think about your life, your questions, your conversations, your city, your friends, your enemies, and your reputation. Suddenly something feels different. The world around you becomes strangely still. The cicadas stop. The wind disappears. Even the city below seems silent. You stand. The sunset has frozen. The sun hangs motionless above the horizon. You walk down the hill. Athens is completely quiet. People stand frozen in the streets. A dog is frozen halfway through a step. A bird hangs motionless in the sky. You walk through the silent city and eventually reach the agora. Nobody moves. You continue towards the centre. There, standing beneath the columns, is the young man earlier. He is the only person who can move. He looks at you and tells you that you found it. You ask what he means. He tells you that you found the question. You look around and ask what is happening. He smiles and tells you to explain it yourself. For the first time all day, you don't have an answer. The young man begins walking, and you follow him. He leads you through the empty agora until you reach a small pool of water. The surface is perfectly still. He points toward it and tells you to look. You look down. Instead of your reflection, you see 1,000 different versions of yourself. You see yourself as a young man. You see yourself as an old man. You see yourself teaching, arguing, laughing with friends, walking through Athens, standing before a crowd, and sitting alone beneath the olive tree. Then the images disappear. The young man asks, "Which one is you?" You don't answer. He asks again. You look at the water and admit that you don't know. The young man smiles and tells you that this is good. He explains that perhaps a person spends too much time trying to decide which version of themselves is real. Perhaps all of them are real for a moment, and none of them are permanent. you look at the water again. There is only your reflection now. For a moment, you don't recognise the face looking back at you. Then you do. It is simply a human face. Nothing more, nothing less. Suddenly, the city begins to move again. The birds fly. The dog continues walking. The people return to their conversations. The sun begins setting normally. Turn toward the young man, but he is gone. You are standing alone beside the pool. You look around. Nobody seems to have noticed anything. You begin walking back toward the hill. By the time you reach it, the sun has disappeared below the horizon. Athens is beginning to glow with small fires and lamps. You sit beneath the olive tree again. The stars appear above you, one by one. There are thousands of them. You wonder how many people have looked at these same stars and asked the same questions. What is the world? What does it mean to live? What makes a person good? What makes a life meaningful? You think about the young man who wanted people to remember his name. You wonder whether he will become famous. You wonder whether anyone will remember the conversations you had today. Then you realise that it doesn't matter. The conversation mattered while it was happening. The question mattered while someone was asking it. Perhaps that is enough. You realise that perhaps the most beautiful thing about a question is that it doesn't always need an answer. Some questions are worth carrying. You smile. Then you let the question go. The city becomes quieter. The sea becomes quieter. The wind becomes quieter. You feel yourself drifting somewhere between waking and sleep. The stars above Athens begin to blur. The olive branches sway gently overhead. And for one peaceful moment, there is nothing left to understand, nothing left to prove, nothing left to question, only the warmth of the earth beneath you, the night air against your face, and the quiet feeling that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You close your eyes somewhere between the last sound of the city and the first sound of your dreams. You hear a familiar voice telling you to know yourself. You breathe slowly. The words remain with you for a moment. Know yourself. You don't try to solve them. You don't try to turn them into an answer. You simply let them remain in your mind as you listen to the distant sound of the sea. The stars continue shining above Athens. The lamps of the city flicker below. Somewhere in the distance, someone is still talking, still arguing, still searching for an answer to some question that may never be settled. And you realise that this is what makes the world beautiful. There will always be another question, another conversation, another morning, another chance to look at the world with curiosity. You allow your body to relax against the tree. Your breathing becomes slow and steady. The sounds of Athens grow softer. The warm earth supports you. The branches move gently above you. The sea continues its quiet rhythm in the distance. You feel yourself drifting further away from the city, further away from the questions, further away from the need to understand everything. For tonight, it is enough simply to be here. Close your eyes. The final sounds of Athens fade into the night. The stars blur into soft points of light. The olive tree becomes a quiet silhouette against the sky. And somewhere between the last sound of the city and the first sound of your dreams, you hear that familiar voice one final time. Know yourself. Then everything becomes quiet, and you sleep beneath the stars of ancient Athens.